Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind revolves around two lovers, Clementine and Joel, and a painful breakup that causes each one to undergo a procedure to get his or her memories of the other erased. In the film, we bounce back and forth in time. The viewer is either guided through Joel's procedure as we witness memories of Clementine slowly disappear from his consciousness, or the viewer observes Joel after his procedure and his subsequent re-encounter with Clementine. So it is important to remember that we never get a glimpse of Clementine's memory procedure or how the relationship unfolded in real time. This suggests that the only frames where the viewer's lens do not predominantly weigh on Joel's recollections and perspective are during scenes where both had already undergone the procedure. Knowing the film is primarily the eraser of Joel's memory of Clementine is important to keep in mind where visual techniques obscure our expectations of cinematography. In particular, I mean when Laura Mulvey refers to woman as image, man as barrier the look within cinema. As viewers, we are already placed into a position where Joel's male gaze dominates, so we may assume there is little redemption for this film to break gender limitations. However, visual techniques within the film obscure our expectations of archetypal representations of women and provide possibilities for cinema to subvert the male gaze. For example, the film plays on the illusion of voyeuristic separation, creating instances where the characters are possibly aware of the audience's presence. In one of the opening scenes, Joel, introduced as the artist, draws what the audience would see rather than his own vision of Clementine on the train. He surely is no great artist, seeing that his drawing is quite cartoonish, which serves to mock the myth of the great or genius male artist. Although, more importantly, the picture is striking in that not only does Joel model himself, not just Clementine, which objectifies both performers, the picture also makes the viewers conscious of their own voyeurism. It is as if Joel knows they are there and knows what they are seeing, even though this event progresses in real time rather than memory. However, Joel is no omniscient being, but rather he is temporarily surrendering his own perception to undertake that of the spectator, so that any exhibitionism towards Clementine is momentarily suspended. A similar instance happens within Joel's memory when Clementine glances at the peeping Tom behind the book stacks. The instance is quick and the camera is constantly shaky, but it momentarily breaks up any indifference to the presence of the audience. Mulvey notes that the split between spectacle and narrative supports the man's role as the active one of advancing the story. However, anyone but Joel seems to be progressing the plot of the story. The plot does not advance in memory or in real time unless Clementine allows it. The camera will oftentimes hover and stay stagnant until she makes a decision or acts. She constantly dyes her hair, which is not just simply an artistic self-expression, it makes her unable to be placed in a chronological order through the film because her hair changes too often. Even the notion that we never see Clementine's memory loss procedure dismantles the idea of woman as icon. If we had seen Clementine being operated on, it would have made her appear as an object to be altered. Finally, I would like to turn to one last dramatic scene. After rejecting his decision to erase his memories of Clementine mid-procedure, Joel transplants Clementine as his babysitter in hopes of misdirecting the procedure. There are many memories Joel could have chosen, but he chooses this one. Here, Clementine is outside herself, and Joel's childish ego is revealed. However, this Freudian ego gets subverted by the film's clever use of camera angles to mock and literally look down on the male unconscious avenue to escape what Mulvey calls castration anxiety. Yes, Clementine is eroticized as only fragments of her body are flashed from under the table. However, Joel's eyes are constantly cut out of the scene, and his size in comparison to Clementine causes Joel's strange attempt towards escape, and in trying to fetishize Clementine, appear absurd, laughable, and unsuccessful. Overall, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind does not create a new female gaze or takes big leaps in gender and sexuality outside current-day norms. But it is not a simple Hollywood movie. Conventions of cinema are deliberately broken, and expectations of visual representations of gender are redirected in a way that makes a general large audience reassess how film and art can give alternative representations of women and thus unconventional conceptions of gender.